Hello and welcome to Nationwide today, 1st of June 2025. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has advised communities that benefited from infrastructure development to own the projects constructed in their domains by guarding them jealously. The minister gave the advice during the inspection tour of projects in 3 area councils of the FCT. Onoze Yakubu reports that the inspection visit is ahead of their planned inauguration to mark the 2nd anniversary of President Bola Tinubu's administration.
From the Aguma Palace to the FRCN and other access roads in Gwagwalada town to the A2 to Pai and Gomani Community Road in Kwali Aerial Council and War College and Army Checking Point Road in Bwari Aerial Council are all wearing new looks and set for inauguration. Former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Chibudom Nwoche comments the change in narrative on infrastructure development under the Nyesom Wike-led administration.
The level of work going on is just incredible in under 2 years. I'm quite amazed. And the developments are such that it covers both the urban and rural areas.
Visibly impressed with the level and quality of work, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike calls on the residents of the benefiting communities to own the infrastructure being provided by protecting them.
They were not happy before because they couldn't see the impact of government. Now that they have seen it, they're appreciating it. That's part of life. That you have come to change our lives. You have come to give us back that hope that was lost. It's natural.
We are assured of more developments at the grassroots. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Still on infrastructure development, to accelerate regional development and national integration, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has successfully completed majority of long-abandoned infrastructure projects in the Niger Delta within the first 2 years of his tenure. Minister of Regional Development Abubakar Momo disclosed this while giving assessment of achievements made so far in the region since the beginning of the present administration. Ekene Undulwe reports.
For decades, the Niger Delta region had been a cradle of wealth and a theater of neglect. But in the first 2 years of President Tinubu's administration, that narrative apparently has begun to change. Minister of Regional Development narrates how the once stalled Ibeno Bridge now spans the Akwa Ibom River, linking communities in Akwa Ibom State. In Bayelsa, the Obuanembe Road, once a dream on paper, is now a lifeline of asphalt. He says these are few among numerous other projects.
Yokotikpa electricity, which had been abandoned for more than 50 years, serving up to 5 local governments. That project was completed and delivered. And also the Ogbia Nebe Road in Bayelsa, about 25 kilometers, which was abandoned for a very long time, was also completed.
Abubakar Momo noted that the peace witnessed in the Niger Delta region today is as a result of numerous empowerment programs for the people of the region.
Most of the communities have been solarized, both by the NDDC and the ministry, a number of solar light projects. And of course, from the NDDC, they call Operation Light Up the Niger Delta, where, as I'm talking to you, as at February, we had about 104,000 solar lights that have been constructed and completed by the Niger Delta.
With the coming up of regional development commissions for other regions, projects will be equitably distributed and perceived imbalances addressed, the minister says. Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
And the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to the timely completion of the Akure Ado-Ekiti Road. During an inspection of the project, Minister of Works David Umahi assured motorists that one lane of the dual carriageway will be completed and inaugurated by December this year. Abiola Ariyo brings us details.
The ongoing reconstruction and dualization of the multi-billion naira Ado-Ekiti Ikere-Ita Ogbolu-Akure Road, linking Ekiti and Ondo states, is a key component of the infrastructural renewal drive of President Bola Tinubu's administration. The project is aimed at improving road connectivity, reducing travel time, and enhancing socio-economic development across the region. Minister of Works David Umahi represented assured that the project is progressing in line with approved specifications, while reaffirming federal government's commitment to delivering a high-quality road network that will ease movement and support economic growth.
Our target is that by December this year, we want to trust God to get Mr. President to commission the first lane so that somebody can drive through, and we are working very hard to ensure the second lane is commissioned by December next year.
As contractors work to meet the December 2025 deadline for the completion of at least one lane, expectations remain high among road users who look forward to a durable road and timely delivery. In Akure, Abiola Ario, NTA News.
To agriculture, the federal government, with the support of Australia, is equipping farmers in 3 states to adopt smart agriculture for improved production in line with the food security program of the federal government. Victoria Kaswa Ojito reports.
Nasarawa, Benue and Zamfara are 3 states selected to benefit from the program supported by the Australian Aid and the Leprosy Mission Association. It is a 5-year intervention that covers training of farmers on smart agriculture, resilience and adaptation to climate change, as well as empowerment to boost agricultural production. In Nasarawa State, farmers from the selected 5 local government areas have been trained and enlightened on effect of climate change on crops and how to reduce its impact as participants receive farm implements.
We're here to talk about climate change, as it is also part of the mark of our mission, and also to align to the Sustainable Development Goals.
Most of the farmers, they cut down trees anyhow, and such tree creates serious problem to their crops. It causes flooding, causes drought. These are part of the effects of climate change.
The program also includes intervention in health to eliminate leprosy and other diseases in the 3 states. In Lafia, Victoria Kaswa Ojito, NTA News.
And from agriculture, we'll move to health. In recognition of the vital role nutrition plays in cognitive development, academic performance and overall health, the Gombe State government has embarked on a new initiative to combat malnutrition with a training of 1,000 students from 10 selected schools across the state on how to produce complementary food using locally sourced materials. Zara Umar Adamu reports that the program was launched under the Ministry of Education.
A new dawn is breaking in Gombe State as the efforts to reverse the trend of child malnutrition take a bold community-driven turn.
What sets the initiative apart is its community-driven model. The complementary food is produced locally by trained women and 1,000 students from across 10 selected schools across Gombe State, equipping them with practical skills while directly contributing to improved health outcomes.
For many families, this is the first time their children are receiving consistent nutrient-rich meals.
We are practicalizing our appeal that if we really want to develop and we want to overcome challenges, we must come back home. The formula we are giving is from our home products here in Gombe.
From training women as entrepreneurs, building their capacity, giving them starter packs, to moving on to schools, where we now train the young minds, the future generation, in production, entrepreneurship, career choice, corporate social responsibility, and giving back to the society.
Zaida Musa, mother of 18-month-old triplets, recount her experience. I've gotten the complimentary food and I'm appreciative. My children will now recover. I'm grateful to the government and the initiators of the complimentary food. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. By turning classrooms and kitchens into hubs of innovation and care, Gombe State is rewriting the story of malnutrition.
The beneficiaries are children diagnosed with acute malnutrition, many of whom reside in underserved communities. Zara Umar Adamu, NTA News.
As the world set aside every 1st June to appreciate and celebrate the nutritional values of dairy products in the growth and development of man, as well as his environment, stakeholders are driving a new narrative to take the gains in the sector to the next level. And the Minister of Livestock is engaging critical partners to expand the industry and promote a more universal approach to prosperity of chains of production. Yusuf Jika reports.
The 2025 World Milk Day has as its theme Let's Celebrate the Power of Dairy, highlights crucial role milk plays in agro-food systems and the health of the humanity. The celebration, which began with the work show, started from Eagle Square and ends at the Radio House in the city center, has in attendance Minister of Livestock Development and the Permanent Secretary, amplified dairy sector's impact on sustainable food systems, economic development and global health. Nigeria is currently producing 600 million metric tons of dairy annually, amounting to 35% of dairy consumption, a development that the minister says is grossly inadequate to meet citizens' demand, and that the renewed hope agenda is focusing to reverse the trend.
The remaining 65%, worth over $1.5 billion, is imported mainly in powder form. This dependence weakens our economy, drains foreign exchange reserves, and limits local industry growth. This is not acceptable.
Build a lot of milk collection centers to support our dairy aggregators, to support our livestock farmers. For instance, we have a lot of milk collection centers across the 20 states that is directly linked to our livestock farmers.
The standard for every child or every human being is for you to have at least 280 liters of milk per year.
World Milk Day is a global event to honor dairy, not just as a force that nourishes bodies, but sustains communities and drives economies. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
To youth empowerment, President, Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Naowa Nen Femi Oluyede wants graduates of Batch 1 ICT trainees of the Naowa Youth Empowerment Project to deploy their acquired knowledge and ICT skills in creating security equipment and also promote sustainable livelihoods within and outside the barracks. This was at the graduation of 199 youths, which held at the Naowa Event Center, Abuja. Chinenye Muye reports.
So what we've learned in the space of 6 weeks, we'll hold it and look forward to the future with pride.
By the grace of God, we might start supporting the families, start going into digital working.
Adamu Israel and Josephine John are among the 199 graduates and Batch 1 ICT trainees who were taken through 6 weeks training on various fields of ICT at the Naowa Institute of Management and Technology at Sokoru, Abuja. The president of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association and other facilitators at Naowa's Training Institute also believe that the true empowerment is not just a handout, but a hand-up.
This ceremony is not merely the conclusion of training, it marks the beginning of new possibilities.
Let me begin by commending the president of Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association and her dedicated team for sustaining and expanding this impactful program.
As these graduating students are presented with these certificates, they are also advised to carry not only the certificates, but also a mindset of resilience. The best 3 students in each of the ICT courses went home with a laptop each. In Abuja, Chinenye Nwoye, NTA News.
In another news, President Bola Tinubu says his administration is now positioned to continue to reward Nigerians with social, economic and infrastructural development after the period of hardship they have persevered at the initial stage of his mandate. President Tinubu gave the assurance in Lagos at the inauguration of the Phase 1 Section 1 of Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway and other completed roads and bridge projects across Nigeria. State House correspondent Musbao Dan Wahab reports.
The journey of 750 kilometers has started
with the first step of 30 kilometers completed. This is the phase 1, section 1 of the stretch. Day or night, the 6-lane Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road at this distance is now open to road users along the bank of the Atlantic Ocean. It is a proud project of a renewed hope agenda, and the man who tamed the Atlantic in Nigeria continues his daring along the coastline.
To God be all the glory.
One of the 4 legacy road projects is becoming a reality. The hitherto unthinkable is happening, and leaders from public and private sectors were present, proudly associating for the beginning of a new corridor for opportunities. And President Bola Tinubu says this is just the beginning of a series of infrastructural developments coming under his watch to lift the social and economic sectors.
You'll be part of the benefit. The economy is recovering. There's light at the end of the tunnel now. Inflation is stepping down.
And for the continuation of the coastal highway and other projects, President Tinubu has a message for developers.
Let me at this stage warn all developers. The federal government will enforce the setback. If not for anything, it's for the interests of our nation. Development without approval will not be compensated. We have gazetted and published the setback. We are going to enforce it rigidly.
I want to state that we did no harm to landmark, properties. In fact, as you are going, sir, you will see where this dual carriageway divided into 2. It's by your order that we should save as much infrastructure as possible, even though they violated the gazetted route.
The president also inaugurated other 9 projects across the country, including rehabilitation of the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway, Section 3, dualization of the East-West Road, Section 2, and rehabilitation, construction, and expansion works on Lagos-Ibadan Dual Carriageway, Phase 1.
These are all projects that have the potential to unlock the economic opportunities of their nation.
He equally flagged off 3 new projects of Ibadan, Ife, Ilesha, Akure-Bini Road, Nembe Brass Section 2 Road in Bayelsa, and a section of the Enugu-Onitsha Carriageway.
I can confirm once again that with this commissioning today, you have proven to us that whenever the National Assembly says we are doing well, we are always right. So congratulations, Mr. President. People may be asking, why are you commissioning the first 30 kilometers? I think we are doing this to bring to the fore that yes, indeed, the project is a reality, because it's divided into about 6 sections.
The actualization of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway continues in sections. Right now, construction has commenced from the other end of the highway in Calabar. Those are the Section 3A and 3B. More sections are expected to be completed by December this year. In Lagos, Musbal, then Wahab, NC News.
To flood mitigation, the National Emergency Management Agency is evolving strategies that will mitigate the impending 2025 flood prediction of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency with stakeholders' engagement on disaster preparedness and response campaigns. The initiative, with the theme Strengthen Resilience, Enhancing Preparedness and Response, seeks to help take disaster risk management to the grassroots to save lives and property. Fatima Usman reports.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, and the Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency have forecasted that 43 local government areas spread across 12 states of the Federation will experience flood in 2025, Niger State inclusive. Mitigating the effects of the predicted flood is why the National Emergency Management Agency is holding this stakeholders engagement on the 2025 National Preparedness and Response Campaign on flood disaster and related hazards, aimed at planning for effective early actions to save lives and livelihoods.
For those people that are in the floodplains, should please begin with the authorities to identify high grounds where they can move in an event of the flood.
We are very, very prepared with logistically funds to prepare through aggressive sensitization, stockpiling of relief materials, and also cascading, downscaling this information down to the people.
Everybody to study the weather when wind is coming, not to go on the river.
Stakeholders at the engagement discussed extensively on how best to mitigate the impact of flood, while also pledging their commitment to partnering relevant authorities to effectively reduce impact of impending flood disasters. I'm Fatima Usman, NTA News.
And former President Muhammadu Buhari sends his condolences following two tragic incidents. The flash floods in Niger State that claimed over 100 lives, destroyed homes and displaced thousands, in a fatal auto crash in Kano State that killed 22 young athletes, coaches and officials. In a statement by his spokesperson, Garba Shehu, the former president condoles with the bereaved families, government and the people of Niger and Kano states, noting that the tragic incidents happening in quick succession left him in shock, just as it did to many people in different parts of the world. The former president also prayed for recovery of the injured. You're watching Nationwide on NTA. Let's head to Lagos, where Adeola is standing by with some reports. Adeola. Head to Lagos.
Elizabeth, happy new month to you. In a renewed demonstration of its commitment to national security, the Nigerian Navy has commissioned 3 newly acquired patrol vessels and tracker helicopters. Awal Yusuf Jibo reports that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was represented, says his administration will leave no stone unturned in ensuring Nigeria's territorial integrity is secured.
The 3 newly acquired patrol vessels, NNS Ikogosi, NNS Faro and NNS Shere, as well as the 3 brand new helicopters, are expected to significantly enhance the operational readiness of officers and ratings of the Nigerian Navy as it continues in its quest to secure Nigeria's territorial waters from all forms of crime and criminality. Minister of State for Defense Bello Matawalle says the federal government remains committed to meeting the needs of the armed forces.
These patrol ships and helicopters are force multipliers in our fight against piracy, oil theft, illegal fishing, and other maritime crime. This commissioning is therefore a reflection of our determination to empower our institutions and protect our resources.
Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, says the inauguration of the new assets is part of activities to mark the Nigerian Navy's 69th anniversary.
The ships we are commissioning today have high endurance and are equipped with advanced surveillance as well as rapid response capabilities. The 3 Augusta Westland helicopters also have long-range surveillance and high endurance capabilities. We believe that these platforms will complement our existing maritime domain awareness.
The Minister of State for Defense, while also commissioning newly built accommodations for officers of the Navy, tasked its personnel to remain steadfast in carrying out their constitutional responsibility. With these new acquisitions now in service, the Nigerian Navy says it is strengthening security and lifting morale one asset at a time. In Lagos, Awal Yusuf Jibo, NTA News.
The collective commitment of member nations to foster a more secure, stable and prosperous Africa while laying the foundation for a brighter future on the continent is being pursued with deliberate efforts. This is the aim of the Military Staff Committee of the African Union Peace and Security Council at the induction of new members in Lagos, Nigeria. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, presided over the three-day event. Emil Dori's report is here presented.
These are representatives from the 15 member countries that make up the African Union Peace and Security Council Military Staff Committee. They are on familiarization tour of the Nigerian Navy ships as part of knowledge sharing to improve their responsiveness, proactivity and coalition to peacekeeping mission on the continent. Chairperson of the AU Peace and Security Council, Brigadier General Abubakar Conte, reaffirms the committee's core mandate in offering expert military guidance on decisions to the development of Africa's collective security architecture.
The Military Staff Committee's function is not merely technical, but rather strategic and deeply rooted in the values of African solidarity and ownership of peace processes.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, noted the fundamental importance of entrenching stability and sustainable security on the continent.
Your decisions and recommendations must be profound, pragmatic, and practicable. They must have real-world implications that will impact lives, shape communities, and determine the trajectory of our future.
Representative of the head PSC Secretariat, Nima Chusi, and Head Institute for Security Studies, Dr. Andrews Atta Asamoah, said the Military Staff Committee is committed to finding realistic and sustainable practical solutions to the various security threats on the continent.
The Commission also hopes that the committee will recommend practical solutions to the many challenges that have over the years negatively impacted on the institutional capacity of the committee to effectively deliver on its mandate.
Algeria, Ethiopia and the Kingdom of Eswatini are the three new member countries to be inducted into the committee.
And that's all from Lagos. And next up on Nationwide is Maiduguri after this time out.
Welcome to Maiduguri. It's nice to have you and happy new month. The Commissioner for Works, Mr. Fugibio, has assured residents of Maiduguri and Jere that strategic plans are in place to ease pedestrian movement and provide proper channels for waterways as the rainy season approaches. Marjanatu Hassan has details.
The assurance came during an inspection tour of ongoing flood mitigation infrastructure projects carried out by the Borno State Ministry of Works. Commissioner Gubio, alongside members of the House Committee on Works, visited several project sites, including the 6-span bridge on the Maiduguri Road, dual carriageways, outfall drainage systems, roads and drainages in the Simari area of Jere and Mapa local government, as well as the span flyover bridge at Post Office. At each site, the inspection team engaged with contractors and engineers, highlighting areas that need urgent attention and reiterating the importance of maintaining quality standards. Some contractors raised concerns over security issues, particularly attacks on trucks transporting materials from Kano State. Commissioner Gubio assured them that government will take action to enhance safety and ensure uninterrupted project execution.
4 roads has been completed. That is about 2.5 kilometers. The remaining ones will be completed within some days to come, inshallah. So I don't think the rainy season will set in before the completion of these roads.
The piles are about 152 number. We've already casted 21 as of today. So all things are going according to plan. So we've gone 40% in the foundation.
The team expressed satisfaction with the pace and quality of work so far and commended Governor Babagana Umar Zulum for his commitment to transforming Borno's infrastructure. The Ministry of Works is determined to complete all flood prevention projects before the peak of the rainy season to safeguard lives and property. These efforts form part of the government's broader mission to enhance infrastructure and reduce the risk of flooding for residents. In Maiduguri, Marjanatu Hassan, NTA News.
In a strategic move towards repositioning the Nigerian Television Authority for continued relevance in the evolving media landscape, NTA Maiduguri Network Center hosted general managers and heads of units from across the zone to brainstorm and strategize on producing impactful content and achieving set targets to boost viewership. Tina Turu now reports.
Convened at the instance of NTA's Director General Abdulhamid Dembos, the meeting brought together participants from across the zone, including Damaturu, Yola and Gombe, with the aim of leveraging innovation to create compelling content towards repositioning the organization for greater competitiveness amid the rise of private media and social media platforms. In line with the Director General's directive to establish a zonal content coordination desk, participants engaged in a robust brainstorming session on how to collaboratively generate impactful content, with each zone expected to develop digital-first content tailored for NTA's YouTube and social media platforms. This strategy is not only designed to expand audience reach, but to also enhance revenue generation through improved content feasibility and engagement. Zonal Director, NTA Maiduguri Network Center, Mohammed Abubakar, described the initiative as a step in the right direction and praised the foresight of the Director General, Abdulhamid Dembos, stressing that content is key to any media organization's success, hence the need for synergy with all departments to drive meaningful impact.
We walk the talk. Everybody is going to be carried along so that, we should just go beyond talking to put idea into practice.
Participants expressed optimism that the initiative will help the organization stay relevant in the evolving media landscape and reaffirmed their commitment to achieving the DG's vision of stronger viewer engagement.
Our deliberations today will go a long way in making sure that NTA today is much better than that of yesterday in terms of content.
By the end of this conference, positive things will definitely come out, and our revenue generation is going to improve.
Improve the quality of our content, ensure that you put them on different platforms, both at local as well as on the social media.
To sit down together and come up with good ideas that can bring viewership and also generate a revenue.
In Maiduguri, Tina Turu, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Maiduguri. It's back to Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide. Good evening.
Thank you so much. Saudi Arabia has held a military parade in Makkah to showcase their security forces' capabilities, including armored vehicles, aviation and special units, to maintain order and address potential issues during the Hajj. Tokpe Alabi reports.
Military parades have been a common occurrence leading up to the Hajj, often with a focus on security and public order. It is a show of strength in Saudi Arabia's readiness as pilgrims from around the world converge on Mecca for the annual Hajj pilgrimage. This might look like a set for an action film, but it's actually a military parade ahead of this year's Hajj. People around the world have converged and have begun their journey towards the Muslim holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. It is one of the world's largest annual gatherings, with over 2 million pilgrims expected to observe their Hajj rituals. This military parade is traditionally held in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, to demonstrate the security forces' preparedness and readiness to ensure the safety and well-being of millions of pilgrims. The parade, which all turned into quite some show, reassures pilgrims and the public that Saudi Arabia is fully prepared to manage the massive influx of visitors and ensure a safe and smooth Hajj experience. In recent years, Saudi authorities have emphasized enhanced security measures, including the use of technology and artificial intelligence, AI, to prevent incidents and ensure the safety of pilgrims. The parade, attended by senior government officials and commanders of the security forces, highlights the importance of the Hajj and Saudi Arabia's commitment to its success. This year's Hajj rituals will be performed between 4th and the 9th June 2025. From Mecca in Saudi Arabia, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
Thank you, Tokwe. Now let's head to Ibadan, where Larry is standing by with efforts by the state government to eradicate human papilloma virus. Larry.
See you, Elizabeth, and welcome to Ibadan. The wife of the Oyo State Governor, Tamuno Minini Makinde, has highlighted the importance of vaccination against the human papilloma virus, HPV, as a crucial step in reducing the spread of cervical cancer. She made this known during the official flag-off ceremony of the HPV vaccination campaign held at the St. Paul's Anglican Primary School in Akobo, Ibadan. Yemisi Ajagun completes the report.
The OYA campaign, an initiative aimed at combating the human papilloma virus HPV in Oyo State, was officially launched with school children and key stakeholders in attendance. Wife of Governor Tamino Minini Makinde called for collective action to eliminate the scourge of HPV and safeguard the health of girls across the state.
By vaccinating our girls early, we are protecting them from preventable disease, thereby ensuring a healthier future for them.
In their goodwill messages, other dignitaries echoed a call emphasizing the importance of protecting the girl child from cervical cancer through widespread HPV vaccination.
The OYA campaign is not merely a ceremonial launch. It is a clarion call to urgent, coordinated action, and it represents an integrated public health strategy designed to improve awareness, access, and uptake of the human papilloma virus vaccine.
Girls cannot be empowered to take, informed choices if we don't give them the right tools.
She was decorated as the HPV vaccination ambassador for Oyo State. The event, organized in partnership with Girl Effects and Oyo State Primary Healthcare Board, featured a symbolic vaccination exercise for school pupils, underscoring the state's commitment to preventive health care. In Ibadan, Yemisi Ajagun, NTA News.
The media possesses the power to influence the people both positively and negatively, depending on the contents it results. Hence, the need for government at all levels to provide the necessary atmosphere for all to access the right media contents. Media and education technology expert Professor Ronke Ogunmaki, who made the assertion, opined that this is achievable through development of local contents and local affordable technology without compromising quality for sustainable development of Nigeria and Africa at large. Adebola Agbaje has details.
The Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 4 of the United Nations, focuses on ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all by year 2030. In Nigeria, the priority is to ensure that all citizens, both men and women, have access to quality and technical education with relevant skills for employment and entrepreneurship.
And you also have to consider the technology that they are going to use. It has to be affordable. And you must provide the bandwidth to work with. We all know that internet connectivity is a problem across Nigeria, and energy is also a factor.
Other scholars highlight the need for improved capacity building for teachers, mobilizing society-wide resources for easier accessibility by students, as well as provision of basic infrastructure that would enhance access to digital-based education.
There's no reason why that communication satellite 2 that was launched in 2007 by the federal government of Nigeria cannot be used free of charge everywhere in the country. They should force the people who are in charge of this, they should force the arm of government that is in charge of ComSat 2 to ensure that it is available to everybody.
Technology has come to stay, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. What's important is that teachers must then be able to use that technology for the benefit of education, for the benefit of the students.
The Dorian tasked all to embrace the opportunities provided by digital technology in achieving the social development goals. From Oyo, Adebola Agbaje, NTA News.
And those are the trending reports from Ibadan at this hour. Nationwide continues with Jenny at our Port Harcourt Network Center after this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. The federal government is harmonizing operations by players in the nation's business front to align with the national trade policy. This came to the fore at a one-day stakeholder sensitization forum organized by Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, for maritime sector and manufacturers in Port Harcourt on the theme, aligning business practices with Nigeria's trade policies for sustainable growth. Joy Uzo reports.
Made in Nigerian product means made to last.
The one-day sensitization forum provided a platform for meaningful engagement between Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, and key players in the maritime and manufacturing sectors who play vital roles in the economic engine of the South-South region and across the country. SON's Director General, Dr. Ifeanyi Chukwunonso Okeke, represented by Director of Corporate Affairs, Talatu Etan, remarked that the theme, aligning business practices with Nigeria's trade policies for sustainable growth, underscores the need to harmonize operational realities on ground.
SON support the private sector to improve product quality, safety, for the product to meet both local regulatory framework requirements and global export standards.
We know when they're out of this place, they will spread the news and it will help the country at large.
Paper presentations by facilitators offered assurance to players on how standardization enables consistency and encourages foreign investment and protection of consumers.
Sometimes we have challenges with the local officers at the port, but when there is this, we present our problems direct.
I want to commend the Standards Organization of Nigeria for bringing this today to the forefront, and we continue to work with them to strengthen the framework.
All our highway roads should carry way bridges that will regulate the kind of load that pass through that road.
Highlight was question and answer sessions to address trade challenges in the region with toll-free lines 0809-993-7380 and 0705-699-0099 for the public to report saboteurs. Certificates were presented to participants. Standards Organization of Nigeria is the apex body for standardization in Nigeria and promotes consumer confidence and global competitiveness of Nigerian produce. In Port Harcourt, I'm Joy Uzo, NTA News.
Nigerians have suffered huge financial losses from hoodlums who engaged in several internet-assisted crimes to defraud unsuspecting individuals. One of such cyber crimes is phone hacking. The exponential increase of this crime in the society has become a strong issue that should not be overlooked. Jide Beronya reports.
Phone hacking is a serious issue in Nigeria, posing a significant threat to individuals and organizations. These cyber criminals exploit vulnerabilities in phone security to access personal information, financial data, and other sensitive details, leading to financial losses, identity theft, and reputational damage.
They will WhatsApp you, they will call you, they will tell you to press one code that they want to have a Zoom meeting. Press that phone to click into that for the Zoom meeting. If you're not aware of this problem, you might mistakenly click in or point one or two things. Before you know it, they have hacked it.
You have to be careful with the SIM card restriction to start with. And some of the stolen phones that is not being bought from the market.
Some ICT experts say individuals can protect themselves by being cautious of unsolicited calls and messages, using strong passwords, enabling two-factor authentication, and keeping their phones updated with the latest security upgrades.
Possibly purchase or download antivirus software and delete emails from unknown sources. And most especially, never click on email links that looks questionable.
Government and law enforcement agencies play a crucial role in tackling phone hacking by enforcing cybercrime laws to combat cyber criminals.
The Cyber Crimes Prohibition and Prevention Act of 2015, I think Section 22, prohibits members of the public from engaging in hacking or unauthorized access into private information kept on computer system, internet network, and other forms of hacking.
Observers reiterate that raising public awareness about the dangers of phone hacking and providing practical tips for online safety are crucial for protecting individuals and organizations from cyber threats. In Port Harcourt, Chidiebere Onyia, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Port Harcourt. Elizabeth is back to you in Abuja.
Thank you so much, Jenny. And this is where we end Nationwide today. Thank you for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good evening.